This video will show you how to find the file path for any folder or file on your hard drive using macOS. I'm running Catalina here, but this is just something that will generally apply to any recent installation of macOS. The first thing that's worth noting before moving on is that modern operating systems like macOS or Windows do a relatively good job at hiding file paths from end users because most of the time we don't really want to deal with them. However, when you're working in software like R, it's a really good idea to just get used to using file paths in order to efficiently communicate where you want R to look for your data or where you want it to save your results, like your graphs or your tables or something like that. So let's say that we wanted to know the location of this file that I have on my desktop, gss underscore 2016 underscore clean.dta. In order to find the file path for that, all that you really need to do is just click on it once to highlight it, and then double tap, and that should bring up a menu. From there, you can select Get Info, and you just select that, and it will open up this menu that has a bunch of additional information on that file. Most pertinent for us is the where component of this. And if you look, you can see that it's on my iCloud drive desktop. That's actually not the real file path for this. Like I said, macOS does a really good job at hiding the actual file path that you happen to be working with. But it's really easy to extract from this Get Info menu. All that you need to do is just double tap on the where after you've highlighted it, just like this, and then select Copy. From there, you can just go into RStudio, and if you open up some quotation marks, all you can do from there is just paste it in, double tap, paste, and you can see that the actual file path is on my desktop, right? So /users/Patrick/desktop. And if I wanted to tell R to start looking there, all that I need to do is use the setwd command or set working directory, open up some parentheses, and then go to the end, close the parentheses, and then just press enter. And if you did this correctly, it should look like nothing happened. It's worth noting that this is sensitive to things like case and spacing. So, for example, if I added an extra space between the front slash and desktop, like this, and I try to run it, it will return an error message because that directory does not exist on my operating system, right? So if I just delete it and then run it again, everything is exactly how we want it. So that's one way to do it, but now let's say that we wanted to find information in an entirely different spot. So let's say that you have a flash drive that's plugged in. In this case, I have one called Kingston, and inside that I have a folder called data, and I want to use that as my working directory. So I have two files in there, one called example data.dta and another which is just a copy of that data file. And let's say that that's what I was going to be working on for the duration of my project. So what we want to do is find the location of this folder, data, and then tell R that you want it to use that folder to find data and to save information. So just like before, all that you need to do is select the folder that you're interested in, double tap, and eventually that will open up this new contextual menu, and then you can just select Get Info exactly as we did before. And this time, if you look at where, it'll just say Kingston, but that's okay. All we need to do is highlight that information, and then we can just double tap, and then copy. If we go back into RStudio now, we can update our working directory. So again, using setwd, open up some parentheses, open up some quotation marks, and then just paste that right in. And you can see that the actual file path is /volumes/Kingston, and then I'm just going to add on another slash and data, because that's ultimately the name of the folder that we want in here. We want R to look inside there, not inside Kingston generally. So if you go back into RStudio, and then you just press enter, again, it looks like nothing happened, but now if you try to load data, which is something I'll cover in another video, it will look inside that volumes/Kingston/data directory. And that's really all that there is to it. You can just generally use the get info command to find the file path for really anything that's on your operating system.